Hi there, everybody. It's Jarrett Sunder here, and today I broach a really sobering topic for the Halo community. Today, I'm going to go ahead and say out loud the quiet part that we've all been thinking for probably 10 years since Halo 4 came out, and that is that Halo is not for us anymore, and it's in fact so not for us anymore that they're not even trying to hide that it's not for us anymore. They like to do a lot of things where they will try and appease the Halo community by announcing, oh, hey, we're listening, we're taking your feedback, we care very much about the things you're saying, and then, continue to make decisions that are just baffling consistently. It's astounding, frankly. The things that really rub me the wrong way are these situations where, staff members of 343 get sort of indignant toward people who are, critical of them. And I'm not saying people who are hypercritical or anything like that, because it's understandable if you're getting death threats or if you're being harassed straight up. But for people to be critical and get criticized by the developer for being critical is unacceptable. Your job as a community manager is to reach out to the community and be a voice for them. And it doesn't really feel like the community team really is a voice for us in any way. It really just feels like they're kind of the people who break the bad news to us and then tell us why we're wrong about being upset about it. The main reason why I'm even making this video, as silly as it sounds, is because I just hopped onto Infinite just now just to check out the Team Snipers playlist because I thought it sounded interesting. I was seeing some stuff on Twitter about how they kind of mixed it up a little bit and just threw some other shit in there for some reason. And I hopped onto the game and immediately I get Stalker Slayer, which isn't Team Snipers. A sniper doesn't take 3 shots to kill somebody with a headshot. Congratulations, 343. You did it again. You reinvented the wheel. We're so proud of you. You did such a great job. Everyone is so excited about this Team Slayer playlist you made that is nothing like a Team Slayer playlist in the past or ever before. The thing that's genuinely baffling to me that I don't understand is all of these attempts to quote-unquote appeal to a broader audience. I don't really understand how they're working. First of all, if you're trying to appeal to a broader audience and then you launch a game and say it's going to get a premium PC experience and then do absolutely nothing to cater the game to PC whatsoever, how is that appealing to a broader audience? The fact is, as of right now, Halo Infinite on PC, you're not getting a premium PC experience because the game is fundamentally flawed with PC keyboard and mouse players. I don't care what bullshit people want to say about controller being at a disadvantage against mouse and keyboard. There's data out there that proves that otherwise. It's not true. Mouse and keyboard is at a severe disadvantage, and the best mouse and keyboard player is worse than some of the worst pro players, which doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why we needed to reinvent Team Snipers. All you had to do was make a playlist where you spawn with a sniper rifle. That is all you had to do, but it wasn't about that, was it? It wasn't about appeasing the classic Halo fans. It wasn't about just doing the bare minimum for the people who are still playing your game because they will always play your games. No, it's about telling them this isn't for them. It's about trying to reach out to some people that are not going to continue to touch Halo because they don't care about Halo. The casual audience doesn't give a shit. There's a reason why Halo's numbers are so abysmal right now. You could make a Halo game successful again, but you would have to go back to the roots of what makes Halo what it is, and you'd have to use that hype to generate interest in the game franchise again. Not abandon everything that the games stand for and consistently do everything you can to deeply monetize the game and do everything you can to extract from your loyal fan base. Yeah, it's very clear and very cynical the way that 343 seems to approach development of Halo Infinite. I find it disturbing that time and time again, the things that people want, the things that people ask for over and over again take a backseat. I thought it was particularly interesting in the flighting for Halo Infinite that the only thing that wasn't broken in the earliest version of the game that we got to handle was the fucking store. The store was perfect. It was flawless. You could buy everything on it, and it worked just fine in the earliest versions of the game. And what proves the priorities better than that? It isn't about the Halo fans anymore. It's about making a game that looks like a Halo game to lure us in, to gather other people around. This is pretty much just an unfiltered rant because I just feel like I had to talk about this subject in some way, shape, or form. And to Halo's community team, if for whatever reason this ends up being something that you watch, I want you to know that I don't really like the way you do your job. I don't. I respect that you're an industry professional. I respect that you come to work every day despite the harassment that you receive. I think that's admirable. What I don't care for is the signaling and the things that you say constantly to, act like you're addressing concerns of fans and then doing absolutely zero things to actually address the concerns. The thing is, you can only apologize for things and say, hey, we're taking a look at the feedback you've given us so many times. At a point, the community is going to realize, and hopefully this is where we're at, that when you initially consistently launch things not the way that fans were hoping that they would come out, it becomes clear that the fans aren't who you're after anymore. You're making a game for ego. I don't know. It's hard to really say what that means, but I can't help but feel like there's some sort of sense of bravado coming from very high up in 343 that we're wrong and they're right, and so they're gonna keep shoveling shit at us over and over again and forcing us to eat it until we decide that it fucking tastes good. It's very difficult to be interested in Halo right now, and I think it almost feels like that's by design. Like I'm not supposed to care about Halo anymore because it's not for me anymore. I can't help but wonder if the shape that Halo Infinite launched in was like some sort of last-ditch effort to finally shake off the rest of the Halo fan base so they could finally move on and expand to some weird, broad demographic of people who don't really give a shit about it and just want some hodgepodge game that looks like Halo for a little while at least, but doesn't have any of the soul to it anymore. That's what Infinite feels like to me. And that's what everything 343 has felt like to me. Halo 4, in a lot of ways, felt like an earnest attempt to actually be a Halo game. But Infinite and Halo 5 don't. I implore you, 343, I do. If you are listening to this and you catch wind of this, I implore you to prove to us that you do actually care, because it doesn't feel like you actually do. Don't release some update saying, hey, we heard your feedback for the 8 millionth time. Don't say you're planning on changing it 3 months from now. How about straight up saying, we messed up and we are doing the wrong things and we're going to be better. And talk about the fact that the direction you're taking the game in with the monetization is disgusting. Talk about the fact that the engine is fundamentally broken and you are struggling to do the smallest things, and it's the reason why the content pipeline is so poor. I really do want to love this game, but you are making it impossible.